Once upon a time, there was a 10-year-old boy living in a small village. His life seemed to fall apart after a terrible accident. He lost his left arm. From a child who used to run and play freely, he suddenly became withdrawn, carrying deep shame inside. Curious stares and whispers from other kids made him feel even smaller. And yet, instead of surrendering to his fate, the boy chose a path no one expected. He decided to learn judo. When people heard about it, many laughed. A one armed boy learning martial arts? That's impossible. Judo requires both arms and strength. But inside the boy's heart, there was a small flame burning, the desire to become stronger, even just a little, so he wouldn't feel so weak in the face of life. The teacher he met was an elderly Japanese master, his eyes calm but full of wisdom. On the very first day, the master didn't promise to make the boy a champion. He simply said, "Be patient. Trust the process. Martial arts are not just about defeating others, they are about learning to defeat yourself." 3 months passed. Every single day, the boy showed up at the dojo. Sweat soaked his shirt, and his small legs trembled after long hours of training. But the strangest thing was this: the master taught him only one single move, just one, nothing else. Meanwhile, his classmates were learning dozens of fancy techniques and beautiful combinations. The boy couldn't help but feel disappointed. One day, unable to hold back, he asked, "Master, why have you taught me only one move? Out there are so many techniques, so many powerful skills. I feel like I'm falling behind." The old master smiled calmly. "You only need this one. If you master it completely, it will be enough to win." The boy didn't fully understand, but he trusted his teacher. Day after day, he poured every ounce of energy into that single technique. Slowly, it became part of him, a reflex as natural as breathing, as steady as his heartbeat. Then came the day of the big tournament. The entire dojo buzzed with anticipation. No one believed the boy could go far with just one arm. Yet, to everyone's surprise, he won match after match, defeating one opponent after another with the same move. Finally, he reached the championship round. His opponent was taller, stronger, more experienced. Everyone thought this was where the boy's journey would end. But as the fight began, the bigger opponent made one tiny mistake. And in that split second, the boy launched the move he had drilled for months. The giant fell to the mat, and the crowd gasped in disbelief. The boy had won. Not just the trophy, but something far greater: faith in himself. On the way home, he asked curiously, "Master, how could I win the whole tournament with only one move?" The old master replied slowly, "Because you've mastered one of the most dangerous techniques in judo, and the only defense against that move is to grab your opponent's left arm, which you don't have." In that moment, the boy understood. What he once believed to be his greatest weakness had actually become his greatest advantage. Life is not perfect, and neither are we. Everyone carries scars, flaws, or missing pieces. Some people struggle with health, some with poverty, others with emotional wounds. But what matters most is not what we lack, it's how we use what we have. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to be the best at everything. If you have patience, faith, and the discipline to master just one thing, you can still become a champion in your own journey. Weakness is not something to hide or feel ashamed of. When you embrace it, train it, and make it your own, it can turn into your strongest weapon, one nobody else expects. Even today, this lesson holds true. A disabled athlete can inspire millions on the world stage. A struggling student may shine in art or music. A failed entrepreneur can rise again to build something extraordinary. The only real limits in life are not your body, your circumstances, or your flaws. The only limit is the belief you hold about yourself.